Hello, scrappy friends. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. This is a recorded version of Workshop Wednesday, which I know a lot of you watch it on replay anyway, but I'm away having some much needed family time, but I did not want to miss out on our time together. So I'm here doing a recorded video instead. We are working today on our Keeping It Simple series, and we're taking the 101 scrapbooking ideas and sketchbooks by Creative Memories, and we are going to open up to page 52, this one right here. I'll hold it up so you can get a picture of that, and I will have this up on my blog as well so you can get a printed PDF with the sketch and the inspiration as well as the written directions straight from the blog. So this is a great one today. I love it, and I'm not even going to show you a diagram. Sometimes I like to show it cutting it out of paper, but I want to show you just by talking about it and then show you when I'm cutting it out because it's so super great. And you see how I already turned it? Because that's the great thing about this. We can turn this sketch and we can have it at the top or on the side and of course on the bottom. And the great thing about that is what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use an edge punch to punch this out and then leave it attached to the paper. We don't do that very often, but I love, love, love this technique. I use it all the time. It really keeps our layouts simple. I think you're gonna agree today. So I'm gonna use an edge punch for this big circly, scallopy part right here, and I'm gonna turn it. I'm going to turn it so that mine is facing up, and that's what's so unique about this. Whatever edge punch you pick, and depending on your photos, you can turn it to the sides or turn it to the bottom. So I'm going to make a double page layout today. So like I said, I'm going to turn mine up. I'm going to punch the same edge punch on the top of both pages. In fact, it's sitting right here. I'm going to use Pumpkin Patch Frame Punch. This is no longer available, but I do think I have one of these on my website. If you're still looking for it, this is an awesome one to add to your collection. I'm going to punch this across the top of both pages and then build my layup on that. So I will be making a mirrored image today on both sides. Okay, and I already have my base pages here. I'm going to use this beautiful wood grain paper. This came from the Wonderful Day wood grain pack, and I'm going to use that for both sides of my layout today. But I'll be bringing in some paper from the Autumn Cottage paper collection, and I love this orangey kind of watercolor paper. It's the one with the leaves on the back, and we will need to use both pieces of this for this layout today. This piece right here is cut down to 10.5 by 11.25. So 11.25 here, 10.5 inches here. But we're gonna play with that a little bit when we come back. But to make a double page layout, I will need 2 full pieces. Okay, let me go ahead and get this punched out. I'm going to put you on fast forward since we are recorded. And I'm going to come back with both of these punched and ready to go onto my layout. And there we go. Doesn't that just look super stunning on top of that wood grain paper? So now I just want to decide how much I want showing. I probably will just have a little bit showing out the top, and then I will trim this down to 11.25 like it suggested. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that, and there we go. I've trimmed everything down and adhered it to my background. And you know that I was not going to waste any of this yummy wood grain paper back here, so I did gut out a big chunk on the back. I just left a wider space up here for the pumpkins, and I'll save this big chunk for a future layout. Okay, I wanted to make sure I mentioned that because I just love that paper so much that I don't even want to waste a little bit as a background. And then if we go back to the sketch, we'll see that they brought in a smaller border here. And this really could be anything. This could be another border punch. It could be a border making cartridge punch out or a border sticker. So I'm going to hold off on that because you see how they have it going over the photos here. And I'm going to hold off to see if I like that look or if I have room to not put it on the board, on the photos. So let's go ahead and bring in our photos. They had vertical photos in the sketch, but the way I've done it is you can have either vertical or horizontal. So I'm going to go with horizontal. And they did 3 photos and a journaling box. So my photos would actually be the size of the photo mats that they are going to bring in, and then a smaller photo on top. So they have a journaling box here, but since I have all this room, I thought I could play around a little bit. And I have this title here that says, I love fall most of all. And I think I might switch that out, trim it down so it matches the size of these, and then put that photo like that instead, and then kind of repeat the process over here. I'll bring in the 3 photos and then a journaling card right here. So for my photo mats, I'm going to bring in this green sweater paper. In our inspiration, they use the same piece to mat each photo, and I'm going to do that as well just to bring in another pop of color into my layout. And this one piece should be enough to do all of the photos at 5x4. So let me go ahead and trim up these mats and I'll be right back. There we go. I have my mats cut. I trimmed down my title area, and you'll see that I matted it onto a piece of the wood grain that I spared from behind. And I just think that really helped to pop that title out. Okay, and now let's bring in some placeholders for my photos. I don't actually have photos for today's layout, but it'll look like this. So these are 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. So a 1/4 inch smaller all the way around from our 5x4 mats. Now down here, I'm going to put a little journaling card, and so I took one from this Autumn Cottage collection, and I've already trimmed it. Again, I trimmed it to the size of the photo mats that we have already. In fact, I'm liking the brown over here so much, I think that I might give this a mat as well. Yep, there we go. There, now everything has a mat. I'll get all this adhered down nice and straight. But I love this card because it's already building a little scene for us here with the pumpkins, and it matches our pumpkin patch frame punch up here. So perfect. I'm loving it so far. Now let's come back and re-explore up here where we had in the sketch, they had another border here. What I'm going to bring in is some old vintage Creative Memories border stickers. These are some leaves. And I love it because it's green, and it's bringing some green in, but it's also going to bring in a little touch of nature. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to just put it right around here, and I'll put the other one on the other side. I like how that came out because it kind of gives it a little bit of a wavy, gives our layout a little bit more character as well. So we are ready now to do some embellishing. In the original sketch, they only embellished on the journaling card, but I think I'm gonna come back in and maybe do a little bit of embellishing up here and over here on the journaling card. So let me get these adhered down, gather up my supplies, and I'll be right back. We'll start here, and I love this already. I think I'm gonna bring in a couple of things. From the sticker sheet, I still have left this sticker here that says gather. I love that. And I'm thinking to bring it off to the side over here. And I'm okay covering up that one gourd right there. So I think I'll bring it something like this. Then what I'd like to do is to bring in my Gourd Time Punch. Again, I apologize, this one is also discontinued, but I believe I have one more of these left on my website as well. So if you're still looking for that, go over to my website and you might be able to find that one. Okay, so I'm gonna punch out some pumpkins and make them 3D right here. So I'm gonna bring in this mat card. I love both sides, so that's good. So let me go ahead and place it in here and see what I can get. There we go. I'm just looking at these 3 here as my primary ones I want to use. So, and they are super cute with the plaid on the other side. Then I think what I'm gonna do is, let's first color in the stem with our brown marker. And we'll do that on all of these. So that it matches our other pumpkins there. And this one too. And then I'm gonna put this one right here, but I'm gonna pop this up onto a little bit of foam. That way it kind of pops up a little bit. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. And then we'll put it right here. I do want to bring in a little bit of green down here because I feel like I have green on my layout at the top and throughout. So I'm going to bring in a piece of this green shimmer and a really old Creative Memories punch. Okay, that's one. Let's do 2. Here we go. And then maybe this tuck it under this pumpkin here and this one over here. Bring in a little bit of the leaves down there. Yeah, I like that. So let's go ahead and keep that the way it is. Okay, so for right up here, I brought in a couple things from that I cut on my die cut machine, and I think I'm going to use them as a little bit of an anchor. Let's see, I think maybe I'll nestle it right up there. This is like a doily, maybe even right here. Let's see, let's come back. Yeah, I like that. And then I have this little tag, just bringing in some shades of brown. So I'm feeling it like that's going to go good. And then maybe bring in some pumpkins from our Croptoberfest embellishment pack I had left over. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Let me punch some more pumpkins from our card here. Color them in. And then these, we can maybe tuck behind them. Like this, and then this time maybe pop this one up onto some foam. There we go. I love that. Now just for some finishing touches, I'm going to bring in some sticker sheets I'm working on here and see if we could get some of these on here. Let's see. I love these things. They're super cute. Let's see. I think I'll put it off to the side over here. One there, and then maybe one in our other cluster down here. Nope, I think I'll save all those for another layout. And I think that's it. I'm going to keep my embellishments very simple and let my pretty papers do my job for me, and a little bit of embellishment clusters at the top and the bottom in a diagonal manner, and there we go. Now that is keeping it simple. So I hope that inspires you to look at page 52 in our 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketchbook. See how you can use it on a layout. Pick out an edge punch, punch it, and then fill it in with some beautiful photos. So that's all I have for this week's Workshop Wednesday. Thank you for stopping by and watching my video. I'll be back next week, so I hope you join me and see what we're gonna do. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.